Hey guys, Jeff with the Flow Tube Fishing Patreon here. I wanted to say thank you to one of our newest members, Mike, who just joined up with us. So we have Jerry Huerta, we have Mike Hernandez, we have Mark Simmons, and we have Mike, who just joined as well. So I'm really excited to see this group growing. I'm going to do a quick one here. This is one of those ones that's commonly asked question that float tubers come up with, and that's fins. What fins work best? And I have my rule of thumb here, my thought. Okay, and I'm going to tell you right off the bat. I think what works best is what you're using. Period. Simple as that. Why? Because I believe in muscle memory. I believe muscle memory has a lot to do with what we have going on here. The more you use the more you use your set of fins, the better you're going to feel with your set of fins. But before we actually talk about what fins work best for you, I think it's also important to really discuss, you know, how do you choose the fin you have? You know, it goes back to waders, first of all. If you're using a pair of stocking foot waders, a pair of dive fins will work just fine with have a heel strap that goes around the back, that clips around the back. If you're using a boot fit type wader, then you need a specific type of fin that's boot fit. That would be more like a force fin, and a lot of the companies that build their fins for their float tubes made for these types of things. Myself personally, now I've gone away from just using stocking waders. I actually use a neoprene booty over the top of my waders now, so I have essentially a boot that I wear with it. And so when I initially went to a boot over my neoprene, my dive fins that I would typically use, they're a medium length blade, a medium action blade. Uh, they fit okay. It was a little bit tight, but didn't bother me. It just was a little tight inside the fin. When you are sizing if you're going to use neoprene booties, always go a size above what your shoe size would be. So I'm a size 10, I go size 11, 10 and a half, 11 and a half, 12, 11, 12. Just size up so that the boots, the neoprene boot's going to fit over the top of everything pretty well, and then you can fit inside your fins. So the boot style fins, which you see up here, okay, basically you're able to step into those and buckle or lace those around your boot. And these are one of the more common types of fins that are initially were out there. Is what we typically used. And they serve the purpose well. Most of them are stiff. They don't have much of a give or a bend in the blade itself. It's just doesn't suit that type of fin use when you're talking about these boot fit. And really, the idea is not long travel or speed or anything like that. It's just simply moving around and adjusting your position. So it's why I kind of don't really care for that type of fins, because for me, when I'm in the water, I'm used to kind of traveling quite a bit, and not necessarily worried about speed, but if I need to, I can pick up and move pretty quick. Now we can talk about hot shot or hot spot fins, force fins. There's all kinds of special types of fins out there. People love force fins. They're expensive, and I cannot say that they don't work well. They do. People really love them. Personally, though, I just go right back to use what you have. Muscle memory. My first set of fins, like I said, when I bought way back when, was just the pair that came with it. Could have been a better set, but they worked fine for me. I got in the water and kicked around. I eventually moved up to a dive fin. Again, I was using neoprene waders, foot waders, so I didn't need anything crazy to fit around my foot. I just needed to be able to slide into it. I went with a medium blade. It was actually partly because I was already scuba diving as it was, going through training, and it's what I had, so I was going to go ahead and use it. Currently, I'm using the Capperlin FLTBFI fin. I personally really like this. I like the back strap here. This has a bungee cord that you can pull, stretch around the back of your foot, really strong. You can adjust the length of that, bigger and smaller if you want to, depending on your need. The nose cup is stiff. It does not bend or give. It's not going to collapse on you, and your boot fits in fine. And I actually used this with my stocking waders initially. Wasn't perfectly comfortable, but it worked. The neoprene the neoprene boot goes over the top of my waders now, fit perfectly inside. They're a great setup. I'm really happy with them. You'll notice I call this about a medium length blade, okay? And they definitely are, they give. They move well in the water. They're quick when I need them to be, and agile as well. I can turn very well. One of the things I like best about these fins is they float. Something goes wrong, I'm not going to lose them. They're going to pop up right in front of me. I'm not going to lose these fins. They were not available here in the US, but from what I understand, they will be available fairly soon. So if you are interested in a pair like this is definitely a good set of fins to have. Again, I can put, you can put a regular boot inside here or the neoprene boot over your stocking waders. And outside of different types of fins, this looks a lot like a dive fin. I think, a dive, personally, I used them for years. Dive fins, I use them forever. And again, I go back to muscle memory. The more you use it, the more comfortable you're going to be using it. So why not just, continue to use what you have and get better at it? Yes, you can spend a ton on a pair of force fins, which I will not say are not good fins. They're excellent fins. They really are. But I kick right next to people who have their force fins, and I don't have any issues. I don't have any problem. I think the one thing you want to stay away from are short blades that are real short, right? There's some unusual, weird, maybe more like bodyboarder fins is really what it is. I know some people that use those, and they do fine, but reality is you're probably working a little harder to kick yourself around than most people. For me, I don't have a lot of energy being expelled in kicking. I mean, I do, but as I'm kicking, my stroke in my foot, up and down, does not have to be great because I've got a larger blade that's pushing water through and moving me pretty decently. Fins are one of the more common questions people ask, and there is no right or wrong answer. As far as what works best, it's really up to you. I truly believe that. However, you do need to know, what kind of waders do you have and what's going to fit best. This pair that I have here, the FLTB FI fin, is a float tube fin. There are companies that make float tube fishing fins, but most fins you're going to look at are just going to be scuba diving type fins. Muscle memory, I believe that wholeheartedly. And the more you use your product, the better off you're going to be, because you're just going to understand how it works for you and your body's ready for it. That's my belief. Okay, this is Jeff with the Float Tube Fishing Patreon. Again, I appreciate your patronage, your support. We are going to continue to grow this. Please, if you have any questions, please ask, post them in our links, our chats. If you want to hear a discussion on something specific, let me know, and I'll start researching it, put it together for you. Okay, guys? Thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.